In this lesson, we will learn adjectives, and which will really help you to boost your English. And she is one of them, a renowned teacher, Lisa Moitson, who is the owner of the Accurate English. So now let's learn some adjectives in this lesson. Let's get started. Now, let's see.
Words are all adjectives that end in OUS. I want you to pay special attention how the OUS is pronounced. And especially if your native language is French or Spanish or Italian or Portuguese, the vowels of those words are similar in your native language, but they are pronounced very differently. For example, in French, it's EUX, it's U. In Spanish and Portuguese and Italian, it's also. In English, that O becomes reduced and it becomes But even if your native language is not one of those languages, it's still really important to pay attention how syllables are stressed and how they are reduced. Let's get started. Number one, monotonous. Monotonous.
Did you hear? It's monotonous. In American English, it is monotonous. Monotonous. Okay? Monotonous means always the same, no change, boring. This task is monotonous. You can say that, I don't want to do this. This is really monotonous. Monotonous.
There are 4 O's in that word, so we don't say monotonous. We stress the second syllable, monotonous, and that OUS at the end gets reduced.
Did you hear that? Monotonous. We stress this syllable, okay? Please make sure you say monotonous. Monotonous.
And monotonous means always the same with no change. For example, someone can have a monotonous voice. It's boring to listen to because it doesn't go up and down. It's always pretty flat. Number 2, tedious. Tedious. Tedious is similar to monotonous.
Yes, this is really very similar to monotonous. You say tedious. 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 This is one of the great word to learn. Tedious means which is boring and repetitive. Usually for a job, when you do a job, you might have a tedious job, and you do the same thing again and again, and that's gonna be boring, right? Of course, it's gonna be boring. So what you do in that situation, you will you'll say, "Oh, this is monotonous," right? Monotonous job. Okay, let's see.
Because it's something that's boring. But tedious usually is related to a job. If you repeat something over and over again, and it's very slow and it's very boring, and you're not interested in it, that's a tedious job. Number 3, hazardous. Hazardous means risky or very dangerous.
Yes, the next word is hazardous. Hazardous is really very risky. So if you feel something hazardous, it means that it is really very risky. Okay, please make sure you pronounce the word correctly. Hazardous. Okay, let's see here again.
Number 4, hazardous means risky.
Hazardous. Did you hear that? Hazardous. So make sure you pronounce that word correctly. Alright, hazardous. Hazardous is an adjective dangerous, risky, or unsafe. Full of danger or risk. We can look at some examples if you want. Working with chemicals can be hazardous without safety equipment. Means it's really very risky. And driving fast on icy roads, it's hazardous. Smoking is hazardous to your health. And we can also say the factory stores hazardous waste materials. We can also give synonyms for this, which is, dangerous, risky, unsafe. Okay? You can use this word hazardous. Hazardous. Okay? Good job. Let's go.
Or very dangerous. Number 4, infamous. Infamous. Be careful about that word. It's not infamous. We have the word famous, but this one we stress the first syllable, infamous. Infamous is when you're famous for something very
So, infamous. So in here, first syllable is stress. So you say, please practice with me. Infamous, 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 infamous. Okay? Make sure you pronounce that correctly. Infamous means this is word is like famous for doing something bad, right? Yes, infamous. Please make sure you say don't say infamous. No, the stress is on first syllable, which is in infamous. Okay, infamous. If you can see, infamous is well known, but for doing something bad, evil, or shameful. It carries a strong negative tone. Okay, let's look at some examples. Adolf Hitler is one of history's most infamous dictators. Okay, I hope you understood. It's infamous. Infamous. Okay, nice. So you can see the city is infamous for its high crime rate. That celebrity became infamous after the scandal. The prison is infamous for its harsh conditions. If you can see synonyms, the notorious, widely known, usually for something negative. You say he is notorious person, right? Infamous is strongly negative. All right, good job. Now let's look at in here.
This is when you're famous for something very bad. A criminal can be infamous. Number 5, anonymous. We stress the second syllable. Anonymous.
Yep, anonymous, anonymous. Okay, please make sure you practice pronunciation. Anonymous. So in here it is name not known, not identified by name. Anonymous person means someone who is without a name. Okay, that person is called anonymous. Okay, anonymous, anonymous. So in here, without a name, identity is unknown or not revealed. So you can see example, she received an anonymous letter with no signal. The donation was made by an anonymous person. The author published the book anonymously to hide his identity, right? So if you could use these examples, you'll be all good to go, okay? Now, anonymous, I hope you learned this word. Let's look at the
If someone is anonymous, they don't want to give their real name. They don't want you to know who they are. So sometimes maybe you will receive an anonymous letter or an anonymous comment. We don't know who the person is. Number 6, vigorous. Vigorous means very strong and very energetic, full of energy. And vigorous people have a lot of strength. And sometimes you can do vigorous exercise, which is challenging, difficult exercise.
So in here, if you can see vigorous, vigorous means people who are very strong, right? People who are very strong, and those people are vigorous, vigorous, right? Vigorous. So if you can see strong, healthy, full of energy, done with great force or intensity. Like, if you can see some examples, she gave the room a vigorous cleaning. And next one is he made a vigorous effort to finish the project on time. The plants grew vigorous and tall in the rich soil. After a vigorous workout, he felt refreshed. I hope you learned it, right? So let's look at it.
You can do vigorous exercise, which is challenging, difficult exercise. Number 7, tremendous.
Yes, this word is tremendous.
Tremendous means very
Tremendous. Practice with me. Tremendous. Tremendous.
large, very impressive, excellent. But it can also mean when there is a lot of something. Tremendous.
Tremendous. Okay, tremendous is something that we use this word. Um, Most people use it, often. If you can see, extremely large, powerful, strong, or impressive. It can describe size, amount, strength, effort, or admiration. Like, tremendous is something very large. Okay? Powerful, strong, and impressive. That was tremendous performance. That was tremendous, means that was so powerful. Let's look at some examples. The team made a tremendous effort to win the match. She felt tremendous relief after hearing the good news. The view from the mountain was tremendous. He has a tremendous amount of energy. The storm caused tremendous damage to the city. Right? This word tremendous means huge and immense. Right? Okay. Good job. Let's go with the next word.
Yes. Number 8, studious. A studious person loves to study. They're
Yes, this is studious. Practice with me. Studious, studious, studious. Right? Studious, studious. This word studious means someone who spends a lot of time studying, learning, or showing dedication to study work. It can also mean serious, careful, or thoughtful in behavior. If you could see some example, he is a studious student who always does her homework on time. He lived a quiet, studious life surrounded by books, right? So studious means who spends a lot of time studying, learning, or shows dedication to study or work. Okay? Loves to study. Let's see.
always studying and they're reading books. Number 9, ambiguous.
Yes.
Ambiguous.
Ambiguous. Ambiguous. Right? Ambiguous.
Ambiguous means not clear, or maybe there are two ways to look at something, so you don't know which one is correct. There are different ways to understand something. That's
So ambiguous. Ambiguous. So please practice the pronunciation, okay? Did you get that correct? Yeah, make sure you practice pronunciation, which is, let's see, in here.
ambiguous.
Ambiguous. Ambiguous. Ambiguous. Okay, good job. Ambiguous means something that is unclear, has more than one possible meaning, or it can, you know, understood in different ways. Like, ambiguous, ambiguous. Like, if you could see, so let's see some examples. Her answers was ambiguous, right? Ambiguous, ambiguous, right? Ambiguous, ambiguous. In here, the spelling is incorrect, so the correct word is ambiguous. Okay, don't get confused. So in here, so it means, like, let's see some examples. If you could see, the law is written in an ambiguous way, leading to confusion, right? So I hope you learned it, right? So in here, if you could see, she gave me an ambiguous smile, hard to interpret, right? And yeah, his answer was ambiguous. I couldn't tell if he agreed or not. If something is ambiguous, that is really very unclear, has more than one possible meaning, or can be understood in different ways. Okay? The job. Let's see.
There are different ways to understand something. That's ambiguous. And number 10, oblivious. Oblivious.
Oblivious. So this word is really very good. We say oblivious. Oblivious. Okay? Oblivious. 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 Okay? Please make sure you use it correctly. It's just oblivious. Okay? Oblivious. oblivious, 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 oblivious. Okay, so that is very really strong uh, to enhance your vocabulary. You say oblivious means not aware, not concerned about what's happening around them. Let's
An oblivious person is not aware of what's going on around them. They have no awareness. They're ignorant of their surroundings. Maybe they don't pay attention or they don't care. And now,
you got it, oblivious. They just don't. They just don't pay attention. They are not aware of what's happening around them. Like not aware of or not noticing something happening around you, being completely unconscious or forgetful of something. Okay, let's see some examples. She was so focused on her phone that she was oblivious to the traffic. Means being completely unconscious or forgetful of something. He seemed oblivious to the fact that everyone was staring at him. Means he felt really unconscious and forgetful of something. And also it can mean not noticing something happening around you. I was oblivious. I was oblivious when everyone was talking about me. Like, you're not aware. The child played happily, oblivious to the noise around, right? So now, she did not notice the sound around, the sound noise around her, but still the child played happily. Good. She walked into the room oblivious of the tension the tension in the air. We can see synonyms: unaware, unmindful, heedless, unconscious. Okay, these are the synonyms for this word oblivious. Oblivious just means that not aware of or not noticing something happening around you. Okay, or being forgetful. Alrighty, good job. Thank you so much, and I hope this helped you. And if you have any doubts, please drop in the comment section so that I can help you. Okay, good job. And thank you so much. This is all for today, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.